My video presentation for my destinations artifact section, session 4. Going over the first questions that was asked of me is first was identify what course and course student learning outcomes, if any, align with the artifact activity created. I decided to do an introductory activity, so it doesn't necessarily have a actual student learning outcome, but you will be learning about the students themselves with this activity. It says identify which of the three lenses students are engaging through using this artifact or activity. I'm actually using all three for this one: learner to learner, learner to content, and learner to instructor. Um, okay, for the next three questions, describe how the artifact activity promotes or facilitates interactions. Describe how the activity will be implemented in an online course, and submit any supporting files. I've answered that here as a whole. The objective of the assignment is to promote student-to-student interaction, foster a sense of community within the online class, and encourage critical thinking about biology. Through the peer-to-peer engagement and feedback from both peers and myself, students will enhance their understanding of biology concepts and develop a supportive learning environment. Okay, so the remainder of the presentation, that's actually going to be the entire artifact. Okay, so what my artifact is cartoon reflections on biology. Okay, it's going to be a discussion post, even though I'm not a huge fan of discussion posts, and it's going to use Canvas discussion, but I think I've done it in a way where students can't use ChatGTP, they can't cheat off one another. It involves a lot of critical thinking. So the introduction of the assignment. Okay, I'll start by explaining the purpose of the assignment, which is to encourage students to think creatively and reflect on the perception of biology through the lens of a cartoon image. I'm going to emphasize that the goal is to explore the connections between biology and the chosen cartoon image, promoting a deeper understanding and appreciation of the subject matter. Okay, so for cartoon selection, I'm going to instruct each student to choose a cartoon image that they feel represents or relates to biology in some way. The cartoon image can be from a well-known cartoon series to a comic book strip to anything online. So I'll give them, of course, a few example cartoons. So here, I have a virus reunion where it's like, blah, we were nano before we were cool to be nano. Um, I have a DNA strip unwinding. I have an evolution pick of how, they became camels, but it's just something funny that students can pick out of biology and then explain it, why they think it relates to biology and so forth. So the image description. I'm going to ask the students to include the selected cartoon image in their discussion post, of course. And in the post, students should describe the image, providing details about the characters, setting, and any relevant elements depicted in the cartoon. So the connection to make it to biology. The students are going to have to explain how they perceive a connection between the chosen cartoon image and biology. I'm going to encourage them to think beyond the surface level and consider biological concepts, principles, and phenomena that the cartoon image may relate to. The students then can reflect on themes such as evolution, ecology, genetics, cellular processes, or any other aspect of biology that we go over in the course. So then they have to justify their cartoon image. So I'm going to instruct them to provide a rationale for their chosen connection between the cartoon image and biology. They should explain the underlying biological concept or principle that they believe the cartoon image represents or symbolizes. And I'll also be encouraging them to provide examples or evidence to support their reasoning. Then they'll be engaging in the peer-to-peer discussion. So students should read and respond to at least two of the classmates' discussion posts. I'll encourage constructive feedback, thoughtful questions, and further exploration of the connections between the cartoon image and biology. And I'll remind the students to be respectful and considerate in their interactions, of course. Okay, then there will be a reflection and response. So in their own discussion post, students should reflect on the insights gained from their peers' responses and engage in a thoughtful discussion. Okay, so it's just not replying to one student, they're gonna have to reply back and forth to each other. They should respond to any feedback or questions they received and expand on their original ideas based on their peer discussion. And then in conclusion, uh, to summarize the main points discussed in the post and encourage students to reflect on the broader significance of the connections they made between the cartoon and biology. It's going to prompt students to consider how this activity enhances their understanding of biology and the potential for creative thinking in the field. Okay, so by doing this, it's an introductory activity, so I can see what the students may already know about biology. I can see what connections they're already making. And it's just a good, instead of, oh, where are you from? What are you doing? How are you doing? They're actually doing a little creative thinking right off the bat for their very first assignment in the course. Okay, of course, you have to have your grading criteria as well. So selection and description of a relevant cartoon image will be about 20%. Clear explanation of the connection between the cartoon image and biology is 30%. Logical justification with supporting examples or evidence, 25%. Thoughtful engagement and peer discussion, 15%. Reflection on peer feedback and expression of ideas, 10%. And of course, this will be given them in a form of a rubric so they know exactly what they'll need in order to gain all credit for the discussion post. Um, like I said, I was trying to come up with ideas where students couldn't cheat using Chat GTP. They had to use their own experiences. They had to use their own thinking, and I really think that this activity encompasses all of those. I hope you enjoyed it. Hey, feel free to steal it if you like. I know one of the leaders in the group already has. And you guys have a nice day, and thank you for listening.